Hey basketball fans, welcome to my latest vlog. This is going to detail my coverage of the Big 3 game last weekend in Detroit. Now it was a blast talking to Gary Payton, Rashad McCants, and a bunch of other guys. Al Harrington was fantastic. Here is something that's different. I am chopping this up, making it into a vlog. I'm also doing a similar version on our podcast. So if you don't want to watch a long video on YouTube, if you're someone who commutes and wants something fun on their drive to work, give us a download on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher, basically wherever you get your podcasts under Athletes Unfiltered. Thanks for watching this YouTube clip and please subscribe.
Community being so involved this time. Ice Cube went all over the city. The players cooked for the homeless.
Ricky
Davis,
Foundation,
some of everything. I just want to say thank to all y'all because it wasn't just a game today. They really, since almost Wednesday, have been in the community doing things individually. And so, do you think this league will continue? Well, I know you're going to continue to do stuff like that, but is that impact you hope would rub off to the other folk?
No, for sure. I mean, listen, Nancy, Dr. J, Rick Berry, they paved the way for us, and we played in the league. We had, I had Cat's Corner. Corey had his thing when he was with the Clippers, baby. All of us had our little thing that we were donating and doing our certain charity works. And I think it just carries over, right? We have children. We want, I love when babies will FaceTime baby and Miles smiles, my son Miles. So if we could continue to do those type of things in every single city, make these little kids smile. The Young 3 is picking up with, Junkyard Dog. I mean, it's just, over 200 some kids came here in Detroit. So, Ricky Davis Foundation feeds to the homeless in every city he goes to. That's phenomenal. The more creative we can get, the better we'll be as a Big 3. And Coach Nancy said something, I think, in our first game. It's just if we can show everybody that just because we look different, that we're all the same, we can love each other. I think it'll kind of send that positive message around the country and hopefully the world.
And this is what I like about my team is just that they fight hard. They'll let me cuss them out, but they'll keep going. It's a wake-up call for them. And I told him, I put him in a situation where, he sat on the bench. He said, I'm ready whenever you're ready. I said, you shouldn't be sitting over here in the first place. So he got in and he got a big bucket for us. No, I'm going to look at the team that we play, the roster. I've got to make decisions now on each week, which I always do. I got Jamari Moon coming in next week, which is going to give me another big size guy. And I have to, think about putting him on the roster, because I got to stay big and I got to stay athletic. Reggie is giving us a lot of minutes. I'm wearing him down. I credit this game to Kwame Brown because he the one came in and did a great job of showing them what to do because all of these guys was like they were spacewalking. And Kwame came in there and showed them what they were supposed to be doing, and then they woke up. And then that's what we need out of players like that. And, next week I'm just going to let these guys understand that they know I'm going to make the right decisions. And whatever team we play next week, they're going to have problems with my team.
What's it mean to you guys have that camaraderie being part of a team again, the Big 3?
I think that's just pretty much the essence of what the Big 3 represents, is being able to get former players back together and playing a team atmosphere. I think that's what a lot of us really miss about the game, is being around each other and being able to bounce ideas and collaborate on different things. It's not like, everybody has brothers. I have 2 sisters, so being around the fellas, it feels like I'm around big brothers that I can really vibe with.
For you guys being back around teammates again, how big is the camaraderie you guys find here in the Big 3?
That's might be the biggest thing, about the league is every weekend being around these guys that, we played against, we played with, and being around, the guys like Coop and Doc and Ice, the guys who we watched play when we were growing up, and now we build a relationship with those guys who we didn't play against.
And speaking about those guys, that's one of the things that as a former player that you miss the most, the preparation, the camaraderie, the togetherness, the little stories, the big stories that you miss before the actual game. So again, for me, I agree with DJ. That's the one thing that you kind of like makes you feel homey again, comfortable, that little warm feeling that you get as a basketball player, where we get that again with the youthfulness of these guys, and And in the back of our small minds, some of us are a little bald and round. We still wish that we could be some of these guys out there playing.
Not being afraid, like Big Baby said, on the big moment, and just taking advantage of your opportunity. Having Xavier here, I mean, he literally flew in today. And to come into the offense and be ready to go, it shows his professionalism as a player. And so, you know, we all appreciate that. And so it's just a blessing for all of us being able to play this game again, because we're retired. And so we have a chance to, you know, showcase our abilities, and, you know, hopefully we don't look too bad as old guys.
Hey, Kat, sorry, Corey just mentioned it's a blessing to play the game again. What's it mean to you to be back in the locker room and have a camaraderie with these teammates?
Well, you know, I think that's the most important thing. The camaraderie is what we miss. And having these guys, and being around these guys, and letting my youngest son, see me play, and you know, he loves Big Baby and Birdman and all those guys and all those characters.
What about me?
He loves everyone. You know, he's always begging to come every weekend. You know, so I mean, for me, it's just to be around my peers, Hall of Famers. You know, I mean, it's just a blessing, and hopefully God continue to bless us.
Because, you know, what differences do you see with when you played? I'm from Houston. I watched you growing up on the Rockets, by the way.
You're not supposed to say it like that.
I know. I had to get it out there. With my family, we love you. We watched you all the time growing up. So what would you, you know, being on the Rockets, you, Steve Francis, that style of play is obviously not how it is now, and these guys played in the new era. So what do you think are the differences between the era when you played and now?
Well, the first thing is my speed. Right, it's not there no more, so that's why those guys can stay with me. But I mean, you know, it was a little more physical back when Corey and I played in the early 2000s, and then now it's a little more, you know, you dance a lot on the perimeter, and it's more guard oriented. It's, you know, you don't have a whole bunch of 7-footers, and we played, there was 7-footers on every team, and those 7-footers were all-stars. So you can't just go in there and make layups. You had to go in and dunking the ball if you're going to go in, and you might get your rib broken. So, you know, it's you know, it's just, again, like, you know, it's just fun to be out here, you know.
Mahmouz, what do you love and appreciate most about the opportunity that the Big 3 organization allows for you to keep playing the game that you love, especially, you know, kind of past the twilight of your career? What do you love about playing with the Big 3 within the organization?
The fact that I just we have another chance at, you know, a lot of us are older, especially myself, and once it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, having the opportunity to showcase what you still have left, to be around these guys, and most of which, if not all of them, I've never played against because I'm old, and I mean, it's really a blessing, man. Every time I see Cube, really, I thank him for putting this together.
Well, yeah, we are seeing rivalries. These guys have played against, you know, a lot of these guys in the league, and they're competitive. Just like with Big Mood and Nate and Salim and Nate, it gets fiery. But the only thing I say is that we got to control the game a little bit better. You know, we don't want to see Nate kicked out of the game like that. That's what these people come to see. But we can't get crazy neither. You know what I'm saying? Because we do have kids out there and we do have fans, and that's what don't want to see all of that. So what we have to do is, I think, and the Cube is trying to do it the best way he can. He's just trying to get the best referees out there, establish something in the beginning of the game. No holding, no none of that and all that, and we won't have that situation. But it's still a competitive game. It's still competitive, and these guys, they know, they go at each other. They having fun. You see Reggie and Bonzi. You know, let it happen. Let them play. Let them. That's what you want to see. You want to see fire. That's just like you on the playground basketball. It's like you going to the park. You're going to do the same thing. And I just sat there and let it happen because it's fun to me. Yeah, I know Reggie ain't going to back down and Bonzi ain't going to back down, so that's good.
What's your guys' opinion on what happened with Miller World Peace?
I think he brought back some Detroit memories.
I'm about to say, he just don't know. He can't control himself when he comes into this exhibition. At least it was a wall this time. It wasn't a fan, so it's all good. We first game, whatever, we was a healthy. Second game, not healthy. Third game, we had a shot. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we finally got over the hump. Adding DB was a huge plus to us. You know, we needed a shot in the arm. And that's what he gave us tonight. And then having Shotty back, just being a threat out there, you know, he didn't get to, you know, the things that he usually does, but, you know, just having him out there as a threat is huge for us. And, you know, once we get him back in the fold, you know, we got a chance to really go back and repeat.
you guys like working that inside-out game? I mean, you guys were throwing it down to Al, and if he didn't have it, you'd kick it out. Is that part of the game plan, or?
That was the core of our success last year. You know, we looked at it as a Shaq and Kobe type of thing with, you know, Lamar Odom or Robert Ory out there, like James White can play both. And I think we got away from that in the first 3 weeks of playing both, not having him the first game, and then not having me full strength the second and third game. I think that put us at a disadvantage with our game plan. I think today we got back to the essence of who we are. It's really feeding off the big fella because no one can really guard him, and we just make our adjustments.
You guys got any personal goals for the season you mind sharing at all?
I feel like personally it's just to challenge the rest of the guys. I think that was my goal, is showing up with the crown, showing up with the mask, to really light a fire in the guys, you know, to really come out and compete. Last year, you know, it was competitive, but, you know, go 10-0 and win the championship and then come back and you guys expect the same thing out of us. It would say a lot about the league if we did that. So to go down 0-3 lets us know that the league is now real and we have to recalibrate our team and make adjustments. And I think that's the best part about it, is that, you know, we lit a fire in all the guys to go and pick the best players to beat us. And that's a compliment, and I mean, I love it.
And our goal is to win it again.
Period.
So until we out of it, that's our goal.
How big is the camaraderie for you guys in the Big Three?
It's huge. It's real huge because of you can't look at the individual accolades. You got to focus on the team aspect, and that's why we met early in Atlanta. We got a couple of players from Atlanta, so it was on the right that we go down there and kind of come together. Then when we finally came together as a whole, when GP came to the mix, one thing about GP pretty much don't waste no time, as in for like this was what. This, you know what I'm saying, just getting straight to the point, not beating around the bush, you know what I'm saying, and that was so good about him. He's so straightforward, and either you like it or you don't, you know, so, and that was the main thing, and we got good players who did a lot of great individual things in the league, but right now, it's just all about team concept, team play, Rashad, you know, emphasizing, you know, team ball, my dude, everybody just pretty much is a team effort, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only way we can win, and that's the only way we can stay together as a unit, not worrying about if Quintel scored 30 points. If he scored 30 points, then guess what? Everybody happy, you know what I'm saying? So that's the mentality for us, it's just the whole unity. Well, Reggie summed it up. My team is not about the individual things. They're just about winning. We don't have problems on the floor. If I call one of them over and tell them to be quiet and let me handle it, that's what we got. We are a team where we worried about winning. You know, we were struggling all game, and I kept telling them to get the 50-50 balls and play defense, and we'll get back in the game. And we started making the plays, and that's what happened. But as y'all see, I'm very fiery, and that's how I am. And I get on them, but they don't take it personal. They take it to a good level. When we was walking in here, Quintel, I said, way to stay strong. He said, I'm glad you on me all the time. They need that sometimes. So we have a good camaraderie with ourselves. And especially it started like what Reggie said. They got together 3 weeks, 4 weeks before Big 3 started and started working out with each other in Atlanta. And that's when you see that a team that's want to play and they want to be together. And then they got a friendship. And that's what the friendship is about. Now, if we were 1-3 or 2-2 right now, we have urgency. I think 5 wins will get us in the playoffs. 6 of them ensures a playoffs. We're 1 game away from being assured playoff. You know, we just can't win. We can't lose 6 games. We need 4 games in a row now. We only got 4 more games left before the playoffs come. We win 2 out of that 4. We're okay. Well, we want to win all of them. So that's what we're thinking about. We get 1 more next week. We take 1 game at a time. We don't worry about nothing else. We're 4-0. We lead the league right now. We're on the undefeated team. So we're going to do it like that. We're not worried about anything else. When that comes, it's going to come. Right now, 1 game at a time. We're worried about next week in Miami and get a win.
What do you think about the 2018 Pistons? What can you tell me about their team going forward?
Well, for me right now, I know I'm the Coop probably speak on it as well. The NBA right now is a little more timid in the game, so I would say that Detroit be Detroit. Bring back that griminess, that dirtiness, go out there and play and win.
Can you just kind of give me a little bit more insight of what you think is different from when you entered the league in 2005 to where it is now, 13 years later?
The physicality of the game is lessened tremendously from when I played. There's no more, the fouls completely has changed. It's banging to the rim, getting down low, and grinding the paint has changed. It is more of right now for me, is more finesse. I'm a banger, so I want to see you down there and work hard. Referee, hold your whistle for a little bit of some calls, and then just play the game.
Just to add to that, you can't lay hands on anybody now, or body or hip or anything like that. It's a scorer's game, and understandably so, but still, basketball is about playing physical. And, they changed the physicality of it by these flagrant 1, 2s, and 3s. Back then, foul's a foul, whether you hit him hard or not. So that's the difference.
So do you think it's cool in this league you can kind of be more rough and rowdy rather than the NBA where you might not get away with some of that stuff?
Most definitely, I'm loving it. I love every minute of it, I'm loving it.
And I'm living through Max. I like it when he's bumping somebody and banging on people.
Coach, how do you feel about the Big Three? Taking over for
you don't take over for a player like Iverson. I think that he generated a lot of the fan interest when this thing began, and due to the commitments he had to make, I was very fortunate to get this job. But you know what, working with Max and with Baron Davis and Drew, just to name a few of the team, it's not necessarily coaching, because they do a lot of the coaching. My job is to make the right substitution, make sure that our matchups are good out there on the floor, and as much as I can stay on the officials. But it's truly been a joy. I'm having a wonderful time. Best coaching job I've ever had, because I don't have to do much. There's no practices, they go over and shoot. So the guys kind of handled themselves, and again, with coming on learning, I'm learning a lot, even more so at this stage of the game, and this stage as late in my life as it is. I still learn a lot about the game from these guys.
Maybe walk us through that three-point shot
Yeah, showing that you had that great pass for me. You saw that great
I
pass.
was just thankful that one of them went in today, man. I couldn't make a shot today, or I had to find some energy. My teammates kept telling me to shoot the ball, continuing to say, keep playing, and I was open, and I'm not afraid of the moment at all. So if I miss 1,000 times, I'm still gonna take it.
Coach, it's kind of a quick two-parter. What is the process for selecting your teammates or your team? And then as a team, how hard is it to get that synergy as a team before getting out on the floor?
Well, first, just to walk you through the process, Corey Maggette is our captain. Coutinho Mobley is a co-captain with Big Baby Davis. When we had an injury, it's Corey's responsibility, and he's kind enough, he doesn't have to, but he's kind enough to include us all and ask our opinions on players and who we think would fit this team. We kick it around, we don't always agree, we agree, disagree, but we're always aligned at the end of the day, because this is a players' league and they have to feel comfortable with their teammates. And I will coach whoever, Corey and Coutinho and Baby, give us. It's just a really cool system where the players have impact and input in what they want. And the second part of your question was
how easy is it for you to gain that synergy as a team in selecting?
I will say this, a lot of our players on our team are faith-based. And we trust each other, and we believe in each other, and we're humbled to be able to be on a team together. And we talk about it, we pray about it, and we go out and we work together. Trust me, Corey could put up 30 a night, Coutinho could put up 30 a night, Big Baby could put up 30 a night, but they're looking for the next best play to make our team, 3-1. So they have an understanding of how to win. We've got 2 players on our team that has championship rings. We've got players who have won championships. I mean, Birdman, Big Baby Dave, they're winners. These guys had incredible careers. I mean, Xavier doesn't have to be with us. He could have said no. He could have said, I'm going back to the NBA. He had a say in what happened also. So we're a very confident group, but humility is confidence. Arrogance is not confidence. and we trust each other. And I'm the lucky, I'm the luckiest woman in basketball to be in the locker room with these guys.